So Heiko mentioned it. Facebook is not only owning WhatsApp and Instagram; they're also owning Oculus. And we already talked about the Samsung devices that we have on board, where basically a mobile phone is giving you a screen, and you have like a 360 view, and you can be totally immersed in yourself into virtual reality. Now the big question is like, how do I actually create content? Like landing in San Jose, spending a weekend there. How can I actually capture that? And just to give you like an example, so this little fellow here, it's a 360 camera, very handy, very handsome, shooting really like 360-degree videos. You can upload it to Facebook, you can upload it to YouTube, etc., and you can really get like some awesome shots in San Diego. So next up is Kyle from Team San Jose, and it's quite interesting then to talk to him about now our new destination, because as you know, this is our inaugural flight. We never flown non-stop to San Jose. We're about to land in a couple of hours, and we're really happy to have Kyle here on board to talk a little bit more about what San Jose can offer. So Kyle, join the
All
crowd
right,
here.
thank you guys. Hello, everybody.
As you can see, we are like in a tight space. So
Yes, okay.
again, this is like, I guess also for you, unusual setup.
Absolutely, yeah. This is
Standing
my
in the
first
gallery.
time doing an interview on a plane, so but I'm very excited to be talking to you guys about San Jose today. So
And you're actually living in San Jose.
yeah, I live in San Jose, and I
So-
grew up just not too far away from the city. So I have been born and raised in California, and I know it inside and out. So I'm happy to share with you guys all my experiences, my favorite places, and things to do in San Jose. So.
And you joined us in Frankfurt, so that means you had to fly somewhere else to Frankfurt,
Yes,
right?
yes. So I flew in from San Francisco to Frankfurt
Ah.
on Tuesday, got here on Wednesday, and just been catching up on my sleep since I got here. So did a little sleeping on the plane. I'm kind of jealous that you guys are doing the sleep masks on the way back, so I wanted to try that out on the way here. But yeah,
I bore you my sleep mask.
yeah.
So Kyle, take it away from here. Tell us what's so great about San Jose and what we can enjoy. for the
Excellent.
weekend.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. So I'll jump right in, you guys. Just a quick little overview of what I'm going to be talking about today. We'll talk about the early history of San Jose, how San Jose came to be Silicon Valley, and then kind of what you can do now in San Jose as a visitor and as a guest coming to this area. So quick facts about San Jose really quick. San Jose is California's first city. It was founded in 1777. It's the 10th largest city in the United States, and it is the largest city in the San Francisco Bay Area. So a lot of people aren't aware of that, but it's just a little bit larger in terms of the footprint of the city, larger than San Francisco. So we are home to over 1 million residents in the city, and 39% of those residents are actually immigrants. There's over 62 languages spoken in San Jose, so it's a very diverse city, which is one of the big identity pieces that make it such a special place. So a little bit about the accolades on San Jose. It's constantly in the news for being a very popular destination. We've been voted top 10 best places to live in America, top 10 best cities to be, richest city in America, the most innovative tech hub in America, happiest and healthiest city, smartest city in the world, and once again, the happiest city. So once you guys will see while you're in San Jose, it's just a very vibrant, happy community. There's just so much natural beauty surrounding you, and it really just kind of rubs off on you in the mindset, and it's a state of being. So soak it in as you guys come into San Jose and enjoy your stay there. So for those of you that are on the plane today that did not know this plane was actually going to San Jose, this map is for you right here, and I suggest you take a look at the map just on the right-hand side. The big star is San Jose. Now this is going to give you a sense of where San Jose is located within the San Francisco Bay Area. We're really an optimal destination for day trips. You can get up to Napa and Sonoma in about 3 hours. You can take the train to San Francisco about an hour and a half. And then you can get down to the coastal points. You can get to Monterey Bay. You can get to Santa Cruz in less than a day. And you can see some of those iconic Monterey Bay attractions. So I will jump back to that map a little bit later on once we'll talk more about the region and some of the activities that we can do beyond the gateway. But just for now, some of the top 10 activities that you can do in San Jose is the Winchester Mystery House is always a popular one. It was a spooky historic mansion run by kind of a cuckoo Winchester rifle heiress. So she built these stairways to nowhere and all these amazing little intricate details in her home. Santana Row is really popular for shopping. They've got a lot of really nice shopping areas, premium, downscale shopping. They've got the first original Tesla showroom in in Santana Row there, so a great place to be seen and hang out. Tech Museum of Innovation, another great spot. You can interact with the latest technology from the valley. Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum houses a very large amount of artifacts from Egyptian culture. San Jose Museum of Art, another great place to go. San Pedro Square Market is a great little food hall, which I recommend you guys go out there and have a meal at some point during your stay. The Rose Garden neighborhood, just a beautiful little neighborhood full of roses, one of America's best rose gardens in the United States. So the Cathedral Basilica, and then of course historic Japantown, San Jose. So just to give you guys a sense of the recent activity at our airport, San Jose has grown quite a bit over the past year and a half, and we've added several different international flights. We're bringing in flights from Vancouver, Beijing, London, and now Frankfurt, and we'll be coming online with a flight to Shanghai very soon. And as a testimony to this recent growth in San Jose, in the past 2 years, our airport has grown over 3 million visitors and passengers coming through the airport. So it's becoming a really robust airport. It's an easy airport to get in and out of. It's very modern, and we will show you guys just a little glimpse of that. So in 2010, the airport went through a $1.3 billion modernization and expansion. As you can see right here on the top left, this is the new terminal. It's very sleek, it's very tech forward, and it really gives you a sense of the identity of San Jose before you even get into the city itself. So another great feature about this airport is free Wi-Fi. You are in Silicon Valley, so free Wi-Fi is a plus. Everywhere you go, you can pretty much access the free Wi-Fi. So from the airport into downtown, you'll be able to connect your phone onto the Wi-Fi as you go along. So yeah, and then from there, I will just go ahead and take you guys into early San Jose, how the city became to be, and it all started out with the Spanish Mission Trail. So, as some of you may know, California was actually it was adopted by the Spanish, and they kind of settled through the land. They established a mission trail from San Diego all the way up to Sonoma County, and along their way, they put 4 missions in the San Jose area. And so they needed a place really a city that could supply the military outposts as well as the missions. And so what they did was they made San Jose the first civilian settlement in California, making it really the first city in the state of California. So after the missions they're still there, and you can still see them today, but a lot of American settlers came in and they claimed the land of California, and they took it from the Spanish, and so San Jose in the early 1800s was now American territory. It was the state of California, and by 1849 it was the first state capital of California as well. So it held the title for just a short period of time, but for one point in its history it was the state capital. So and then throughout the late 1800s and early 1900s, it really was becoming a very robust city. It was booming, it was bustling, it was one of the largest cities in California at its time. And then all of a sudden it took off in an agricultural space. And that was really the place and the things and the opportunities that were provided by this valley. And so it earned the reputation as the Valley of Heart's Delight. Now before Silicon Valley, this was the identity of San Jose. I mean, there were so many fruit trees, pears, peaches, plums, prunes, apricots, all kinds of things that were really just that was the industry in San Jose at the time. And they were the world's leading fruit canning and packing region in the world. So they did a lot of supplying for the troops in World War II, and that was the main industry until later on in the 60s, one of the city planners decided that he wanted San Jose to become the next major city. He wanted it to become the next Los Angeles. And so what he did was he decimated a lot of that agricultural land, and he replaced it with a bunch of tract homes. And so what you got was a very suburban sprawl in San Jose. And what came of that, though, was a different way of thinking, a new thought process, and a new mindset. And what it opened us up to is how San Jose became the capital of Silicon Valley. So we'll start with a very odd place. Counterculture was very popular in the 1960s. If you guys are familiar with Ken Kesey, he was the author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was well documented in Tom Wolfe's novel, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. Now, Ken Kesey lived up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and he was one of the first people to ever experiment with LSD and psychedelic drugs because Stanford University was testing it on their students and patients to see the effects of it. And so Kesey did this. He performed all these tests, and then they went on this big long bus ride, the acid test, through through the United States, and they started their first acid test in San Jose. And now San Jose, at the time, this was at the site of where City Hall is today. They brought in a band by the name of the Grateful Dead, and this was the Grateful Dead's first ever performance as the Grateful Dead. So here in one night in downtown San Jose, you've got the electric Kool-Aid acid test kicking off. You've got the Grateful Dead playing their first ever performance, and it's just the psychedelic element of San Jose at its finest. And so what Steve Jobs said about the psychedelic culture is, just one second here. He said he credits psychedelic experimentation as the most important force behind his vision for Apple, because if he would have not experienced that part of his life, he probably would not have created Apple, according to him. And so what we'll jump into now is kind of this psychedelic culture that crossed over to the garage culture and really was kind of this pioneering, innovative way of doing things, and that was the Silicon Valley way. It's the mindset out here. It's being different and it's thinking different. And so some of the most famous companies in the Silicon Valley world were started in garages, and the first being Hewlett-Packard. So in 1939, Hewlett-Packard, they are the birthplace of Silicon Valley. You can go there today, you can see the plaque, and there is just the garage there where it all began. But who else was inspired by the garage culture was Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And then in this home here on the top right, this is where the first Apple computer was ever created. It was created by a group of neighborhood kids with Steve and his sister and all these other kids. And so you can go to these homes today and you can still take pictures of them and be there and experience that history in that part of San Jose and that global change in the digital world. So, and then on the very bottom there, Google, of course, did not want to miss out on the garage culture, so they kept it going, and in 1998, they launched Google from this garage here. So garage culture is certainly a very important part of San Jose, and it really launches us into what we see now and what we're experiencing in modern day San Jose. So San Jose and the Silicon Valley is actually responsible for 40% of the venture capital money invested in the United States alone. So this small area represents a very large portion of the venture capital investment, which is it's astounding stuff. So there are over 6,600 tech companies in San Jose alone. This includes Cisco, eBay, Facebook, PayPal, Netflix, TiVo, Adobe, the list goes on. And then there's other neighboring cities. I mean, there's so many different cities surrounding San Jose. You've got Apple, you've got Google, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Intel. So the list goes on, and they're just everywhere. Everywhere you look, you're going to see a tech company. So some of the recent expansion that has taken place within San Jose city limits, Samsung has actually launched their U.S. headquarters in North San Jose. We've got Apple and Google both moving in with new offices into San Jose. And recently, our City Hall just expanded to adopt the United States West Coast Patent and Trademark Office because, of course, as in Silicon Valley style, San Jose leads the nation in patent generation. So it was kind of fitting that they brought in the Patent and Trademark Office into San Jose. So now as a guest, what can you do and what can you experience while you're here to really get that Silicon Valley mindset and that feel? We recommend you guys going to the museums and checking out the Tech Museum, where you can take your hands on and really experience tech that is not in the hands of consumers yet. These are all patent pending products that haven't been tested, or you're kind of being the prototype. You're doing the test pilot work for them, and you know, you're going to experience new technologies that aren't even out there. So you can go to the Computer History Museum and learn about the history of computers with the artifacts. You can learn about the technology behind self-driving cars, all kinds of great stuff. And then you can also go to the Intel Museum on Intel's campus, and there they'll take you inside the high-tech, ultra-clean chip room, which is really what Silicon Valley was famed for and how it got its name. So beyond that, there's two key research facilities that I do recommend you going to as well. We've got the NASA Ames Research Center, which is in Moffett Field. So as we fly in, if you guys look, I think it's going to be on your right-hand side. There's going to be these three large hangars, and that is Moffett Field. And that is really responsible for a lot of NASA's activities and all kinds of things that they do there. So inside, you can go in and see what a mock space station looks like and really just kind of get a feel for what NASA's doing out here in Silicon Valley. And then on the right-hand side of the screen here, you've got Lick Observatory. Now, the Lick Observatory is the world's first permanently occupied mountaintop observatory. It sits 4,200 feet above the valley floor. And right now, the biggest thing that they are doing up there is they've partnered with Stephen Hawking, and they're doing a search for intelligent life beyond Earth, trying to communicate with lasers with other planets and other places to see if there's anything else out there that we may not be aware of. So guests can still get up there during the daytime and explore and see the telescopes, the refractors, and everything, and it's just really fascinating views as well. So Another popular tech attraction for guests in the valley is just going to the tech campuses themselves. You can go to the Apple campus store. You can buy products that you cannot buy anywhere else in the world. You can go to the Google store. You can play with the Android statues, take your picture in the sculpture garden, and you can even hop on a Google bike, ride around the campus for a little bit, and feel like you're in the movie The Internship. Um, and then coming online in 2017, we've got Apple Campus 2, which is the big spaceship-looking building you see over here. And they will have at this campus, they're going to have an observation deck open to visitors and tourists. So you can spend the time there. You can look out on the campus, and you can really get a sense of what's going on in a tech campus. So. Other than that, the tech festivals here, San Jose's got a very robust festival scene, and so the tech festivals are really a large part of our identity here in Silicon Valley. We recently started the Silicon Valley Comic-Con, which is hosted by Steve Wozniak and Stan Lee, and they do a good job of bringing together pop culture and technology. Our CineQuest Film Festival was recently voted the best by USA Today readers. It is really a space where they bring in the technology of cinema and tech. And so they'll do like new things, shooting movies on an iPhone, or just kind of expanding in certain ways that are really pushing the boundaries of tech and cinema. So, and then lastly, there's 01 Biennial, which was founded by Apple's first marketing director, and it's really just bringing arts, technology, and culture in a public space for people to experience and enjoy. So tech is clearly the theme here in San Jose, but beyond that, there's so much more that this city has to offer you. And so we'll just go through a few things real quick. I touched on diversity a little bit earlier on, but San Jose it's equally split in terms of its population. It's one of the most diverse cities in the United States. It is 1/3 Caucasian, 1/3 Asian American, and 1/3 Hispanic. So you get a strong sense of diversity, and which that really comes out in the culture, the cuisine, the festivals, the communities. And so there's just an amazing, just an atmosphere out there because of the diversity that we have. We have one of the 3 remaining Japan towns in the United States. We've got Little Saigon, we've got Little Portugal, Little Italy. So all these great little cultural pockets that you can come and enjoy and experience. Other than that, world-class shopping. I know shopping is always a big thing for many travelers and locals as well. Santana Row, as I mentioned earlier, it's considered the Rodeo Drive of Silicon Valley. It is a place where you can spot some of the tech elite that are hanging out or relaxing after an evening of work or whatever. The shopping there is fantastic. There is Gucci stores, Tesla's original showroom is there, and so much more. And just across the street, there is Valley Fair Mall, which opened up a luxury shopping wing. And there they have stores like Mulberry, Prada, I can't even think of the names of it, but there's so many different shops you guys have to go and check out there as well. But aside from all the cultural neighborhoods, the Japantowns, the little Saigons, everything like that, we've got all sorts of little pocketed neighborhoods because San Jose it's this large city surrounded by a bunch of different little cities in the surrounding area. So you've got Willow Glen for dining, you've got Mountain View, you've got Campbell, you've got up in the mountains, Los Gatos, Saratoga, and they all have something different to offer, from wines to foods to everything like that. So very good stuff. Always recommend checking those out. And then our culinary scene as well it's growing in so many ways. We're attracting more Michelin-starred restaurants within San Jose and the surrounding areas. And our food truck scene is something worth checking out. It's kind of picking up steam, and we have these very odd food truck festivals. So we have the Taco Festival of Innovation. We have the Electronic Sriracha Festival. Some very odd festivals that are all themed behind food trucks, and they do have that touch of technology in there as well. So. If you are a sports fan, the South Bay, San Jose area has the most sports teams in Northern California. We have just north of San Jose by 9 miles is Levi Stadium, where the San Francisco 49ers play, and that was home to Super Bowl 50 just last year. We have the San Jose Sharks, the hockey team in downtown San Jose. They just missed out on the Stanley Cup Finals this year, unfortunately. And then we just expanded our soccer team, got a brand new stadium, the San Jose Earthquakes. They'll be hosting the MLS All-Star Game this year at the end of the month, and they will be bringing in Arsenal as a competitor for that match. So, other than the attractions I already touched on, one thing about San Jose is the outdoor beauty and the natural aspects of it. I mean, there's so many great places to hike, to bike, to explore, and you've got all these different hiking trails, and you've got connected through these trails. You can do horseback riding. You can ride skateboards at California's largest skate park. You can do botanical gardens, Japanese friendship gardens. So there's all kinds of outdoor elements and activities you can explore and experience as well. So So we'll touch back on the map real quick, just so you guys get one more sense of where San Jose is and how centrally located it is in the Bay Area. San Jose has actually entered a regional partnership with Santa Cruz and Monterey, just south of us here. And what we're doing is we're packaging this entire region to visitors as a whole. So now you have the tech culture, you have the surf culture, you have the beautiful Monterey Bay, the whale watching, all these great things that make for one great Californian identity. So we'll talk a little bit about these areas. The Santa Cruz Mountains is beautiful for redwood trees. We have San Jose, or California's oldest redwood park, here with Henry Cow, and then beautiful, beautiful waterfalls out there as well. The Santa Cruz Boardwalk, famous for the boardwalk and the beaches, and it is the surf capital of the world. So this was the birthplace of mainland surfing here in Santa Cruz, and is also famous for, if you guys know Jack O'Neill, the wetsuit pioneer. He brought his shop out here, and he did all his manufacturing here in Santa Cruz. So we'll take you over to Monterey, just a little bit south of Santa Cruz, still in the Monterey Bay. Very popular for the beaches, the whale watching, you can see great white sharks out there on some days if you're lucky, or if you're not lucky. And then you can go to Pebble Beach, you can go to Carmel, you can do all these really great things out there. The Monterey Bay Aquarium, so some really great stuff just all along the coast there. And then touching on the local wine region, San Jose, you'd be surprised, has a very good wine region. People think Napa, they think Sonoma when they think California wine, but this was voted the most underappreciated wine appellation in the world by Wine Spectator magazine not too long ago. So get out to Ridge Vineyards, which won the Judgment of Paris. Get out to the Santa Clara Valley Wine Trail, where they still serve champagne. There's so many great wineries out here that you just have to come out and explore. And then lastly, Big Sur, there's basically, San Jose is the closest major city to two very iconic places. We've got Big Sur, the Bixby Bridge, and the Highway 1 Drive. And then we also have Yosemite. So you can make these day trips, you can make them even longer than that, but just know that San Jose would be the perfect home base for those activities. So last thing I'll do, I just want to thank you guys for your time here and listening to me talk about San Jose. I'll end it with a little destination video that we have created, and this will give you guys a better sense of what's going on in San Jose.
So thanks a lot, Kyle. That was really
Absolutely,
amazing.
yeah.
It's my first time in San Jose, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Actually, speaking about it, it's my first time. I have a weekend. What is like the ultimate thing to do? Like, if you have to pick, like, I don't know, one or two
things. I'm sure a lot of the travelers on this plane here, this is going to be their first time in San Jose. So some things I would really recommend doing. San Pedro Square Market for dining would be a really good spot to go. If there's any sporting events going on in the area, I don't know if there will be going on this weekend, but I would always recommend doing something like that. Getting up to Lick Observatory is always a great place to go, just to see the views. You can see Yosemite from up there, so you can say that you've seen it. Or if you, otherwise, you go up to the wine regions. Ridge Winery is a very good vineyard, one of the best in the area, and just gives you spectacular views of the area and the valley and everything like that. So
sounds like an awesome weekend.
Great place. Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be a very fun time. So yeah.
And Monday we have 4th of July, which is
That's
like a really
right.
big deal.
Yeah, big holiday in
famous
America.
for fireworks.
Absolutely.
Is there a
so-
good spot that you can recommend
Yeah,
for
so
Monday?
there's a large fireworks show that goes on in downtown San Jose on the 4th of July. They'll be doing it in the Children's Discovery Park, which is just right outside of downtown, so right next to the Marriott and the downtown hotels where a lot of you folks are going to be staying. So if you go to any of the rooftop areas, there's a lot of dining restaurants that have rooftop terraces you can go to. Scott's Seafood, the City National Civic has a little roof terrace, and anywhere if you're in downtown and you're up on a little high balcony, you'll have a great view of the fireworks show on that night. So
Sounds
much
awesome.
recommended. All right.
So Kyle, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest
Thank
of
you
your
guys so
flight.
much for having me. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
See
Take
you
care.
on board then.
All
See you.
Sounds
Bye.
good.
Thanks a lot. All right, that is it. We had 4 amazing talkers, 4 amazing talks, and basically landing in roughly 3 hours. It's going to be like 10 p.m. German time when we hit San Jose. And there's actually a really cool service from Lufthansa, especially for you. So this is really a premiere. So you received this little blue bag with a Lufthansa sign on it, like the goodie bag, and inside you see like this little leaflet. And really take a moment to check it out because it's an awesome service. So it's called Mission Control. What it is you're using Facebook Messenger as a personal concierge service. So if you don't have Facebook Messenger, you go to the App Store, you download it, and just as a person, so let's say I would add Kyle and would talk to Kyle, what you want to do is you want to look for Mission Control. It's all described in here in this little leaflet. So basically you search for Mission Control, you have it then basically almost as a friend in your Facebook Messenger, and then you can start a question, and you start the question with "Hi Mission Control," and you can ask anything. So that's a really cool service about it. It's a concierge service. Feel free to use it. You can say, "Hi Mission Control, where is the next vegan restaurant?" or "What is a great concert to visit for the weekend?" or "How do I get to the next shopping mall?" You can ask anything, so check it out. It's really a premiere. It's only limited to you, so no one else can use it except those guys with the secret password. So check it out. So this is a wrap. Thanks again for tuning in on this live broadcast. It was a lot of fun. And as a last remark, so thanks again for everyone involved in this. I mean, you've seen the guys working behind the camera, in front of the camera. Amazing stuff done by Lufthansa Technik, Lufthansa Systems, Samsung as a partner. There are too many people to thank for. It was a big team involved, but thanks for everyone who has been involved. And now enjoy the rest of your flight and see you on ground in San Jose. Thank you.